Yo, people, and welcome to For a Different Lens podcast. I'm your co-host, Joe.
And I'm Jacob.
How we doing, my brother? You good?
All okay, man. All okay. How's things with you?
Yeah, man. Can't complain. Busy, occupied,
Yep.
going to watch games.
Nice.
Premier
nice,
League.
Nice.
I say Premier League games. Premier League rounds back to back.
Nice.
Which is, I feel like, first time in a while I've done Premier League back to back. I might be chatting shit, but yeah, no, it's good. First time, and both grounds, first time visiting them as well. So Emirates I went to for the first time. FA Cup game where we got the result, and then Stamford Bridge, Chelsea versus Bournemouth. First time visiting Stamford Bridge as well. Both stadiums nice under the lights. So
Yeah. I say before Tottenham Stadium got built, Emirates was the nicest stadium in London.
yeah, probably. Huh?
Yeah, I'd have said one of the nicest stadiums in the country before Tottenham's got built. I'd say it's top 3 still, just for actual seating in the stadium. The view anywhere you are in Emirates is kind of a good view.
Yeah.
Like even you could be behind the goal at the very back.
Yeah.
It's still a good view. I feel like they've made a perfect viewing experience in Emirates because because when we moved there, we weren't a winning team, so we had to bring an element of theatre.
Of state of the art. To be fair, yeah, because even the seats, it was quite high, but like it was a very good view.
Yeah.
Of pitch and just all like third man angles. Do you know what I mean? Just like, play the reverse, all that jazz.
Yeah.
So no, it was good, man. Good experiences.
Yeah.
And Tottenham Stadium, I've not been there.
You still not been there?
Now I've tried to get tickets over last maybe year. No, I won't say last year, but there was last season. I tried to get tickets for a few games, and it's hard still.
Yeah, no, it is. I didn't go for a football match. I went to watch NFL.
See.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and I was high up, but the view was perfect, and you kind of want a higher view for NFL.
Yeah.
Because you can see what they're running, what plays, what formation the defense is in,
Yeah,
more than the offense, if anything. Especially when you're looking at it a certain way. What the games I watched? I think I watched the Jags versus someone. It was
no, I won't be surprised.
It wasn't a great game.
They get 2 London games, don't they?
Yeah, it wasn't a great game, but I remember going to watch it. And I was like, oh yeah, cool. I can now see it. But I feel like the viewing experience for NFL is better at home.
Yeah, and as much as I love NFL, it's like, can I be bothered to stay in the stadium for 3.5 hours?
That's the thing.
It's like, and obviously the games here is our winter technically. Well, not winter, but October times. If it is going to be warm, it's going to be a lucky day. So yeah, I don't know. Like, obviously I have to do it. Do you know what I mean? To say that I've done it. I'm a fake fan. You get me?
Yeah, it's just not. It's not a great spectator sport in the stadium. For me personally, saying that just because of the moving parts and the stop and start, whereas, you know, when you're watching on TV, we're watching on Sunday, so you can flick through. If the play's done here, red zone, play's done here, I'm watching the next play in this game.
Even when we're watching a live game here, because we don't get the American ads.
That's the thing. Our things just kind of rolling. People are talking about the game.
Whereas when you watched it, when you're that side of the world,
yes,
because I think you said it on one international break. The one thing I don't miss about watching it live here is the ads.
Yeah, because every 30-second breaks are true. It turns off 30-second ad.
Yeah, that's like,
bro, what? I don't want to see McDonald's. And then sometimes they're coming back to the play, and they're spiking, they're hutting. I'm like, oh god, this is. I'm like, it's too much.
That will drive me. That will drive me big time.
And then you got Red Zone. I was watching Red Zone on a stream. So I was watching something on a stream, an English, like a Sky Sports English stream while I was out in America.
You preferred what? Yeah, makes sense.
Same thing, but I'll just watch it there.
I'd probably do the same thing.
Yeah, because you know when they say ad-free football, they mean it. You know when they do that, now in our 1 hour of ad-free football, that's when you're buzzing because you're thinking, thank God, I ain't gonna watch.
Yeah, Scott Hansen. When he says it, it's like, don't affect us. You get me?
But for them, it really affects them.
Nah, fair. But I mean, obviously, we're gonna talk about the NFL later on. But yeah, just how's things looking in terms of, are you staying sharp, etc.?
Yeah, man, staying fit for the next opportunity. Obviously, hopefully one comes soon. Maybe one will come soon. So that's kind of the main thing, kind of staying fit and on top of things. You know, stay ready so you don't have to get ready is a real saying because you actually never know.
The irony, Mansfield Dej, he said that, I was watching his interview last week. I think it was like a get to know Dej thing, and 5 minutes, and they asked him what's your favorite saying, and I think he said that.
Yeah, it has to be.
And then I think my boy messaged me saying, "Yeah, I like that one." I said he probably read that just before he got interviewed. I know that guy at the back of my head, bro. I had never heard him say that in my life.
But no, it's the truth, because especially in anything, actually, because you actually never know when opportunity is going to arise.
Yeah.
So if you're actually just prepared to go somewhere and then boom, you're in the door and you're feeling sharp and fit, you're good to go. And with obviously the injury I had, I kind of had to stay on top of it anyway, because the less you do, you never know what's going to reoccur, and you kind of want to prevent that happening again. So it's just been a case of, a lot of strength and conditioning stuff, not much on the pitch, but when you go on the pitch as a football player, you know how to play football. So it's like once you get the ball at your feet, you're like, okay, cool, I'll get my ones and twos back. But it's been more gym based, because it's kind of all you can do really, one by yourself, if you don't have a team of people working around you. And then obviously the odd days at FSCR and that sort of stuff. So that would obviously tie into footballing.
FSCR?
Where I did my rehab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even I forgot that.
Yeah. So the odd days there, which help. But I do want to use that facility more. Like on a not fly-by basis. I kind of want to be in there every week on that off days.
Maybe like 1 or 2 days a week.
Yeah. Kind of want to use it more to my advantage, because it is there. So, why not?
Fair. Well, obviously, we're always looking forward to the next path, club, etc. Me and Dej will try and come to those games, as we usually try to do. Ironically, I don't know if you saw the FA Cup draw. Coventry drew Ipswich, and both teams that you played last season at FA Cup. But I was like, when I saw that, I was like, oh no. Obviously, I think as I was leaving the Emirates, the man were updating who United had. Then I checked the rest of the draw on Twitter or something, or the Coventry one just popped up on my timeline, and I was like, "What are the odds, bruv?"
Always happens like that, doesn't it?
Yeah,
always.
Literally, where you'll think I was involved in both those those clubs last season, etc.
Yeah.
Literally round after round, wasn't it?
Yeah, literally. Ipswich, then Coventry.
Yeah, because. Was it 3rd round Stevenage, 4th round Ipswich, 5th round Coventry? Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, it is crazy. It is crazy, to be fair. But yeah, no, those experiences, seeing Tamworth in the FA Cup, take Tottenham to.
Literally.
Yeah.
I felt sorry for them because they didn't have the opportunity to get a replay.
Yeah, I had a conversation. I actually had a.
Well, yeah.
I actually had an interview about this. Someone asked me, how do you feel about the FA Cup stopping the replays? And I had to say, it doesn't make sense to me personally, because obviously they say it's the higher clubs ruling the roost. It's the Premier League clubs ruling the roost. In that sense, where they're going, okay, cool. Well, we play a lot of games, so we don't want more games added.
Yeah.
But if you don't want more games added, play your best team, win the game in normal time. Do you get what I mean?
I heard that part.
And then, to an extent. But that's what I'm saying. Even your second team should beat a League 2 team, League 1 team. Even Championship players are looking forward to going and playing against the Man Cities. That's the thing. Like, it's not a case of if we get a draw. So Rotherham, for instance, if they get a draw at Rotherham and they're playing Man City, they're buzzing to go and play the Etihad, even if they lose 7-0.
Which I think they did like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I think in the League Cup they lost 8 or 9. It just popped to mind and you said it.
But it's like Championship clubs are still buzzing to go and play these things. So it's not a thing where it's a lower league clubs wanting to do the replay because of they want to go and play the big team. It is that, but it's also the monetary gain for the non-league clubs.
For the non-league clubs, yeah.
Or the lower league clubs. And it's also your reward for taking a Premier League side to extra time, which should never happen.
Yeah.
Like one player's week's wages for Tottenham probably covers that whole club's wages for the year.
Yeah. And the thing, obviously, if Tamworth had the replay, they then go into Tottenham Stadium.
Exactly.
The game was 0-0 in 90 minutes. Tottenham would have probably given them the gate. So the club's getting even more money. Money for the replay, then money for the gate. So the gate money is basically ticket sales and all that stuff. Usually top clubs will give the smaller clubs the gate in that sense. So, and even more ticket allocation and all that stuff. So, yeah.
And then you think about how much money that would have brought Tamworth,
Mm.
and that Tamworth could have been good for 10 years.
Yeah.
Off of
A very good few years. Yeah, it's true.
Think about Tottenham, 60, 70,000 if they sell everything for a tenner, but give all the money from that game to Tamworth.
I think even Cray Valley last season, just from the Charlton replay, they built like, or done an extension on a stand or something like that.
It helps.
Yeah,
it helps. Maidstone's chairman, I'm not going to speak on him, but yeah, he took everything. So
he's saying, "Give me the money."
so like he publicly said that the club lost money the year before. We cleared all that debt. We cleared all the money that they lost the year before, and then they've put themselves in a position to be good for the next few years on this same budget.
Right.
So
what, from the FA Cup winnings?
From the FA Cup winnings. So with that, you're good to go. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was we didn't play a Premier League club. We played Ipswich, sold out. Coventry sold out.
Yeah.
We played Premier League clubs, like Premier League stadiums.
Yeah.
And now Ipswich are obviously a Premier League side.
Premier League side, yeah.
And so the gate came from that sort of stuff.
Yeah, cause both those games were away.
Yes. Yeah. So they're probably hoping to get a Premier League side more so, okay, cool, the Premier League side is going to definitely give us everything because Championship clubs, they need the money.
Yeah.
So they might not give it to you.
Oh, yeah. Most champ clubs don't, but...
because they need it.
Yeah. But I'm saying most don't need the money. If they're playing a real low league team, they don't as much.
I guess they don't, but fifth round, that was what? When we played Coventry, they hadn't sold at their stadium that season.
All season, yeah.
Do you get what I mean? So they're thinking, hold on. Look how much money we've made off of this, and the away end is that full.
Because it was basically a full house that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ipswich, same. The whole away stand's full out, and the whole of Ipswich's stadium's full out.
No, it's true, Ipswich still burnt that we couldn't make it.
Yeah. But then you got like Mill versus Dagenham the other day, and you see the stadium, it's not full.
I don't think Mill were allowed to
fill out their stadium
anyway.
Oh, because
I've gone to like league games, not for a couple of years, but you'd see quite a bit empty. So I don't know why. I think trouble back in the day, but 100%. I would like to think things might have potentially changed that.
Highly doubt it, but
I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I don't think they have enough fans anyway to fill out
the
stadium. Yeah, unless they're playing West Ham. I don't think that
Feds won't even allow it. I think they got, if I'm not mistaken, that Mill got Leeds in the next round of FA Cup as well.
That's a huge.
Fans wise, they do not like each other. So, but Mill don't like a lot. So
yes,
there's a couple clubs, Mill, Leeds, they naturally beef a lot of fans. I think probably top flight wise, maybe Chelsea. Like that to an extent.
Birmingham. Coventry try and beef a lot of clubs because they don't have any direct rivals.
Cop fans don't do it.
Yeah. So it's interesting now. It's interesting,
but I see we partner in crime from Chatterbox.
Yes,
is now on the other side of the world in the States. You know.
Yes, he is.
I said to him, I was like, hopefully we'll. Well, I didn't say hopefully. I said we'll come to see you at some point this year. You get me?
Yes.
But I know you lot literally had a very busy week or two, like before he went non-stop of just getting stuff done, basically.
Yeah.
Get me? And how was like the non-stop recording aspect for you? Because even when we've had like busy days of doing recordings, for instance, or busy weeks, like we used to say, bloody hell, it's a bit long. Do you know what I mean? But obviously in this case, you kind of had no choice, or you made it put yourselves in positions where you don't have no choice. So obviously it benefits longer run. How was like just the aspects of everyday recording, maybe twice a day, etc., for a full week?
Do you know what? Yeah, it is mad and it is very, very tiring, but you do enjoy the process of doing it.
Yeah,
because you're always having a different conversation. And you always have a different conversation with someone different. So there's always an aspect you gain from each conversation. The post-production part is probably the longest part of it, really.
Yeah.
Like the pre-production and that sort of stuff, and just setting everything up and getting everything in order. That's cool. It's just when you now go, okay, cool. the conversation's done. Now I've got to work really. So the processes of filming and that sort of stuff is very fun. And you know, we've had days like that as well where we film twice in a day, and you felt how tired you are during that second recording and stuff like that. But no, I feel like it's fun. I feel like it's something that post career, when I'm done playing, or even while I am playing, I kind of want to go into in terms of producing things like this, recording on a daily basis, but obviously finding better ways to do it.
Yeah.
That involves probably having a team of people that come and work with you.
Oh yeah, obviously once that comes around then.
Yeah. So I feel like when you're doing it, when it's just me and Reese doing it that way, it takes a lot of energy and effort, because you got to kind of, one person's taking the reins of the conversation one day, the other person's taking the reins of the conversation the next day. And you can kind of see each other's energy. So when one's energy's off, you got to step up.
But when you're doing back to back like that, there's always guaranteed to be like, or not guaranteed, but there's more likely to be some sort of energy drop off. So it's just working as a team effectively.
Really, that's what it is. And then extensive research. You research the person you're speaking about to the point where you know them inside out, and then you're going, okay, cool. If they forget something, you're basically answering, the answer to these questions, but you just want them to answer it in detail for the audience and stuff like that. So that's kind of what we were doing. It was like we had lists in our notes pages of what we were talking about with guests and like talking to them and things like that. But other than that, it was kind of just natural conversation.
I guess when you got different guests on, it just naturally helps in terms of, obviously, like when we've had guests on, we'll do prep beforehand, whatever, etc. But if it's ongoing, it's just easier for you to, okay, cool. You might not need to delve into something like off camera as much. Then once you just get going, because we see it like when we've had guests come on, or even before they come on, they might be a bit skeptical. Like,
what we're gonna say.
How, like, because a lot of people, even before we started, just not naturally being comfortable being in front of camera or even remembering it. Obviously now we remember it's there, and it's just second nature. But it's like we told people straight after recording, you're natural. Like 2 minutes into the conversation.
It's always, I like when we're speaking to someone that hasn't podcasted or it's not on camera usually. And you see the moment when they relax. You can see, like, usually when you ask them, you intro, we do our intro and then we talk to them, ask them the name, they that's when they're giddy. You hear that.
What do I say? My name.
and then like they realize the conversation after about 3 minutes. Oh, this is just a conversation. Bro. You see them. You see when they start leaning back in the chair.
Broski Aaron was like this. Man's pulling the mic this way. I was like, yeah, this guy's comfortable. Boom.
And that's that. We've had moments with that in the past like couple of weeks where you're like, yeah, they're comfortable now. As soon as you realize they're comfortable, you're like, okay, cool. This is where the conversation really now kicks in. Because the first like couple of things, you're just trying to get them to open up. But when they sit back in their chair, relax, get comfortable, that's when I'm like, okay, cool, boom. You're in. We're having a good conversation. That's when I know we're having a good conversation. So it's that cue you look for. But it's very interesting speaking to different people, and there's a lot of people I want to have conversations with.
Definitely. I even just trying to. Yesterday, a friend was asking me, just like, I think last few couple days when people just ask, I'm like, the only thing is trying to get on guests or like, but aligning all our diaries at the same time, for instance, getting everyone on the same working clock, like, and there's certain guests who have them patterned, and then on the day it just can't happen, which is natural, isn't it? Because it could happen to any of us and stuff like that. But it's like,
it's you know what it is. It's what's funny. I don't think people realize the depths in what goes into podcasting. As in, like, there's a lot more than just the conversation. The conversation is the easiest part of it. The general just admin you have to do for ourselves, in just terms of us getting here, is not easy half the time. And then getting someone else on here is another difficulty. And then hoping everything works fine, that's another thing. So, I feel like a lot of people, that's why I see a lot of people start podcasts and say, everyone's got a mic. and then you see how quickly a lot of people drop off.
Yeah.
Because it has to be a thing where you have to be consistent.
Well,
And if you're not, you sit there and you go, okay, cool. Is this for me?
because like literally, like, you just saying that, when I've come across like a few, you wonder, even when we were choosing this name actually, and then we were seeing like in different ways similar names were taken, for instance, or how we can post an ad on social media if that's going to be taken. And then you see, I'll just do some quick background knowledge on this previous version of a TDL.
Yeah.
They were running from this period of time, and you then wonder, oh, why did they stop?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? And stuff. Obviously, in terms of those ones, you won't know, but then there's ones that we know of that, like, why didn't you continue? You had something good going on in it. So just like you're saying, the consistency part. It's because even me, Deji, his brother, and my sister went out to eat on the weekend, and my sister just came back from traveling, and she was asking about that, like, the standard, how's the pub, blah blah blah. And I literally, me and Deji brought you up. We were like, the one thing Jacob makes sure stays on top is that we are releasing something
Friday.
every Friday, like without fault, even if there's no way none of us could. There was one week none of us could record, for instance. Jacob said, the last time it was me and you, the New Year one. Can you do something now during day 3?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's time. let's make something happen. You get me? And then boom, get that out, and then yeah.
No, I just feel like, you know, if you do miss a week, you'd feel like, okay, it's acceptable to miss a week now.
Yeah.
So you then go, okay, cool, we could just miss a week now. And then if you don't, you're like, everyone's holding each other accountable to not miss that week. Even when it was the week when we were dropping stuff that, you know, episodes we recorded or clips we recorded, and I'm removing them around to put them out as an audio piece. It's 20 minutes long, but it's 20 minutes of good conversation that people want to listen to. So it's like that part of life. I feel like that's a life thing, though. You know, I just feel like a lot of people aren't consistent enough, so they don't get to where they want to get to. Like, even in terms of Chatterbox, yeah. Reese has a personality, you know, Reese has a personality, but Reese has a certain personality where he does stuff and it's like, why is it not happening now? And I'm like, bro, that's just not how anything works. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to be consistently good for a long period of time for something small to happen.
Yeah.
And then from there, something big will happen. But, you know, you see a lot of people going, okay, cool, I'm going to be consistently okay and hope something good happens. Whereas we've been consistently good for however long we've been doing this now. Over a year, we've been podcasting. Every single week, something comes out. Sometimes twice a week, something comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've been consistently good for that period of time. And we're reaping small benefits.
Mate, literally, I only really take notice when we'll get notifications of certain amount of uploads. I'll be like, flipping, we put a lot of shit out.
This is the thing, though. This is the thing. And I watched something earlier. It was Tyler, the Creator. He said, you never know who's watching or listening. Like, it could get 6 views, it could get 2,000 views, it could get 100, it could get 1 million views. But out of the people that are the people with 6 views, you don't know who one of those 6 people is.
Yeah.
So you consistently drop in, and they realize, hold on, these guys consistently drop on a Friday. They consistently bring out clips every day. They drop reels every day. There's no like drop off in their content. Bearing in mind it could be better, it could be worse, you get what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, you never know, we never know who's watching or tuning into our stuff. So from there, it's like a massive celebrity could be watching. Oprah could be watching. She don't need to be watching, but you know, you get what I mean.
She'll reach out in 6 months. I've been watching you lot for this period of time, etc.
That happened. Someone had one guy that works for her now. He had 130 viewers every day on the same exact day every week for 3 years. And one of those 130 viewers was Oprah.
I swear.
Yeah, Oprah ended up giving the man a job.
Right.
So, like, the consistency factor plays a massive part into everything. And I feel like with us, it has to.
Yeah.
It has to. Even if it's just one person sitting and talking in front of a camera about your day, your life, like, it's something that is a conversation that's interesting and people want to listen to us.
Yeah, sure. That's definitely true. Sometimes you don't actually think of it until Like, one, you either just do it.
Mm.
And one of the times that I kind of took more notice towards it is literally the one you done, you and Tanika.
Yes.
Obviously, it was just you on camera, but like, even was I on holiday then or something like that?
Yeah, you were away. I had just come back, and it was hitting, and Dej couldn't record.
Yeah, but we didn't know when you were coming back exactly.
Yes,
Yeah,
but you were away.
I was away. Yeah,
you were away. Dej couldn't record, and it was Thursday.
And you just said,
and I said to myself, something's gonna come out on Friday, and there was nothing.
But even just going back to that one, like, obviously the conversation you guys had, you can see even like on TikTok, like the viewing's been good from that one. But what you lot spoke about, when people when my friends, they were like, "Oh, how comes it was just Jacob?" I was like, "We went about blah blah blah. He just sorted out a last minute pattern." But just the conversations itself that was had, a lot of people messaged me separately, and that I know, obviously, that don't know you guys, and just like they really enjoyed that aspect of it and stuff like that. So yeah, like you said, there's definitely the consistency factor. There's different ways. I think people need to understand there's different ways of being consistent as well. Obviously, we're talking about it from a podcast perspective, but obviously we've got some different things coming for you guys. Don't watch that, but yeah. Do you think in general though, not just podcasting, like when it comes to say being consistent or doing something that you want to do, some people just want that instant gratification where I need to blow now. Do you know what I mean? Or why isn't the proof in the pudding, for instance?
I almost feel like 90% of people think that way, as in, why is it not happening for me today?
I only think like that when I do a bet, but why didn't I win by a big piece? But yeah,
I honestly feel like 90% of people that live on this earth think that way in terms of like, why is it not happening for me now? There's one simple thing to say: that life is unfair.
Yeah.
Life is unfair. It's not gonna happen for you right now, because who does that happen for? Like
one in a million people. Yeah.
But still, does it happen for them like that? Because everything that's built up to go through their processes to get to where they've got to has actually happened like that. Everyone sees, okay, LeBron James, the finished product. Did you watch LeBron going through his high school career, how his life wasn't? Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they see LeBron, the finished product. They don't see LeBron doing everything possible, spending millions of pounds a year on his body to get to where he's got to now.
22 years in the NBA, bro.
This is the thing. So I don't think, like, me personally, I don't feel like there's any instant gratification for anything you do. Maybe, okay, cool, you get a one-hit wonder. But you get one hit. Do you get what I mean? And then you're trying super duper hard to bring back that one hit. But that one hit wonder came from what? Making how many songs to try and get that one hit?
Yeah.
So I feel like there's no instant gratification for anyone, because there's processes. There's a long period of time you got to work for to get better at something.
Yeah.
Obviously, and the people that look like they get it in like a certain field. Say for instance, like look how Nightcap has grown super fast.
Yeah.
They had 1 million subscribers plus in 3 to 4 months.
Yeah.
Look at that.
We will hit those numbers.
Yes, we will do. But look at that. And I feel like that people thought, look how fast their podcast grew. But you got to remember who Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco are.
Yeah. When it comes to the ones I'd say that we watch, or those of celebrity status, for instance, like sometimes I'll think instantly, or the first thought will be, they're blown mad quick. But then realization hits me. I'm like, they've already got a name, they've already got a brand, they've already got this, blah blah blah. But yeah,
but they can grow that quickly because of what they've done in their past.
Yeah.
So their grind has come from their processes to get to the level they've got to. Shannon Sharp, i.e., on Fox Sports, going through the CBS, going through that route to get to where he is. Ocho going through all of his career, going on countless shows, doing all this thing, NFL, inside the NFL.
I think he's FIFA. I don't know if he's a FIFA ambassador, but
yeah, he is.
He does.
EA
well,
Sports.
when even last World Cup as well, he was doing it for Fox Sports, I think. And I know he's definitely going to do it for the next World Cup. Obviously, that's in Los Angeles. So,
but look at that. Look at what they've had to go through. Then they get on YouTube.
The US, sorry.
they get on YouTube, and then they're experts. They are actually experts about speaking about the NFL because they've played it for how many years?
Yeah.
So their analysis is perfect. Do you get what I mean? Plus, then you add their personalities into it, you can grow quickly. So that's where I'm sitting going, okay, cool. The people that you feel like get instant gratification from moving to a different field also have worked their way up in that field as well. So there's no instant for anything.
But it's funny you say that though, like in terms of them being in their field, etc., that helping to elevate. The flip side, when I was speaking to someone yesterday, and I'll say this person's name off camera. I think you actually know this person. They were saying, like, the person's now a director of football at a club, but the person was a scout, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
And by chance, the director of football at Chelsea. I know this person very well.
And then literally, but they were just doing scouting jobs.
Yep.
Effectively, not in a rude way. He started from the bottom, for instance, and
you know, this person was my under 12s assistant coach.
Basically, yeah.
Palace.
Space love like what, a decade or whatever. Not effectively gone to the top. Do you know what I mean? But they did not play football.
Nope.
That's what I found when I heard this information. I was like, swear. I was like, geez, it's like, bro. He just said kept on grinding in terms of scouting for different clubs. Obviously, you get promotion, etc. And now as a director of football, and I said, flipping hell.
That person.
Whereas, like, there's some ex-pros that are on, say, not boards, but either director of football at certain clubs or sporting directors, or in that kind of capacity, that have got it straight from, say, retiring, etc.
Yeah.
But the groundwork was there, or at the same time, they're the ones that can skip roles. I say skip roles, but skip stages, like, say, like how you brought up Shannon and Ocho.
Yeah.
They can skip stages because of their name previously and stuff like that. So
that person used to hold summer camps at Royal Russell School, and used to invite players down. And you'd have non-league players playing with Man United in the Premier League. 11-a-side games. Like full on 11-a-side games. Everything is serious there. Like that person, their growth has been amazing from what they've done and who they've helped, and they've always been about the community, to be fair. Helping the players in the community. And if you see some of the moves that players make, they're all because of him. If you know the players, then you know where he's been, like some of their players almost owe their careers, not saying they're not good enough, because they're good enough to play what they're playing, but they owe their careers to his hard work as well as their hard work.
How much he's helped them to an extent.
Because he's moved wherever they've moved. You know, like some managers, wherever they move, that player moves.
Oh yeah.
With him, it's the same thing. So yeah, he's done extremely, extremely well. And you know, that again, from being my under 12s, under 13s, it might have been younger, assistant coach. Yeah. I'm 27 now, so that's 16 years.
Yeah.
To now, where he is.
Yeah.
And the director of where he's been director of football and head scout and chief scouts at. He's done a madness. But again, people think, oh, how's he got his foot in the door? Instant gratitude.
Yeah.
If you know the journey.
Not realizing it's been a grind.
That's the thing. But people see young people in roles and go, oh, he must have done something to get there. No, you just haven't realized he's been working since he was 16 to get to that role where they might be 32.
Yeah. But obviously there's some people that just get...
No, but that's usually nepotism. But you've got to give it to people as well. I understand that.
Speaking of nepotism, flipping Ashley Young last week having the opportunity to play against his son. Was it last week or so? And Darren Ferguson, who people have said benefited from nepotism.
Yep.
Did not want to put on Tyler Young. Well, I say did not want to, whatever his reasoning was.
Yeah.
The only thing I heard, like I was like, I hear it to an extent, was obviously Peterborough was still in the game. It was 1-0, and then Everton scored their second goal in the 98th minute or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, but at the same time, because if we knew if this was an American sport, regardless, they are creating history.
Yeah, 100%.
Like I don't think that's been done in English football.
No,
where dad's played against his son, if I'm not
no,
mistaken.
wouldn't have been. Yes, you have to have your child very early, and
Yeah,
your child's got to be
and
good enough.
And then Ashley Young tweeted after he just tweeted after the game, gutted. I watched Darren Ferguson's post, and he said, well, he gave his reasoning, and he said apparently one of the Everton players had to go at him as well, and he said that's not odd. It's like blah blah. It's like
yeah, well, you know, I feel like he should understand because the reason that he's in his position,
yeah,
is because of his dad.
Yeah.
So, you know, you'd understand it, but you know, some people would like to do their own thing. You know, you can't argue if the game's close, why you made certain substitutions. You're the manager at the end of the day. We all want to see history. But, you know.
The thing with Peterborough though, their somewhat ethos is playing young players.
Oh, 100%. That's all the ethos is.
I've gone to watch them this season.
Yeah.
Their starting 11, their oldest player, I believe, is their keeper or left back, if I'm not mistaken, 25. The squad is like average age of 21 or whatever.
Yeah. Because they buy players to sell them, to develop and then sell them.
Like they run well as a club in terms of how they stay sustainable, stay at that level, etc.
Yeah. Sometimes get promoted to the
yeah. But now they're actually just few places above relegations only.
I looked the other day
because they can see for fun. I think they're the top. They were the top scorers in the league at one point when I looked at the table a couple of weeks ago, and or second top scorers and. Conceded the most goals.
Yeah, that makes sense. Young team.
Yeah.
Young team. You're learning the game, but you're learning the game in League One.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of serious football teams in League One.
And as long as you play well, the club they won't push back or hold you back on selling you.
Yeah, because that's what their mantra is. They've had the same two managers for the past 15 years, it feels like, as well.
Yeah.
Like they sack one, bring back the other one, sack the other one, bring back the other one.
It was a shame for Tyler Young, man.
Yes. Yeah, you want to see history.
Yeah, because even you as that manager, obviously it's results based, but your name's in history. You're the one that's brought him on, like to play against his dad.
Even if 1 minute, bro, I'm bringing him on. Bro, when it's hit the 95th minute, I'm like, bro, let me just take off someone.
Yeah,
because everyone's young on the pitch. Let me take off someone.
Yeah, they started a young centre mid.
Yeah, let me take off someone. Bring him on. I think
he's a centre mid.
Bring him on. What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah, we lose. People try to say, "Oh, as Banner," I don't know if it was Banner, but on Twitter they'll be like, "Oh, Alex Ferguson would have done the same." I was like, "No, he wouldn't have. He would have played him
100%."
Because you heard, like, I think Kieran Richardson said it on one podcast. Alex Ferguson knew it was his birthday, but he didn't say nothing.
Yeah, and he said, "Happy birthday, son."
Happy birthday! Come on.
Yeah,
I've known like of ex-Man United players, young players. Just making Champions League squad, he's bringing them on or putting them on the bench so they get that bonus. Because I think the Champions League bonus at United at the time was 10k just for being on the bench or around that time. So it's like he definitely would have done it.
100%. I love managers that understand that, like that factor of, okay, cool, the young player that's been in and around it, let's give him an opportunity. We're winning 3-0, we're losing 2-0, but look, it's his birthday. Or he's good enough to play. Like these people you don't sit on the bench if he's not good enough to be on the bench.
Yeah.
You don't sit on the bench if you're not good enough to be on the pitch. Do you get what I mean? So you put him on the bench for a reason. You can bring him on. You can't say, "Oh, we are trying to win the game." What? So you got a player on the bench that's going to lose you the game. Do you get what I mean? The argument isn't right.
Yeah.
You can say someone else is better suited to this role right now, but where's he play?
Do you think he's going to regret not bringing him on, like long term, for instance?
Probably not. Probably not. Managers are, they're just no. I wouldn't say so. I'd just say, he's going to probably just say he'll justify his reasons.
Well, hopefully, as far as we're aware, it's only Ashley Young and Tyler Young, dad-son combinations currently playing in the same country, for instance.
Yeah.
Or even playing the same leagues or wherever.
Yeah.
Hopefully Ashley Young's still playing next season, that they can draw each other again in a cup competition.
Yeah. Well, Ashley Young are going to play League One.
Yeah.
But
he's man's still playing Premier League at what, 39?
Yeah, he's not dropping down for no one.
So fair play to him. All right, cool. NFL. This weekend we have the divisional games.
Yes, we do.
And the 2 number 1 seeds are finally going to play. The first game is the Chiefs versus the Texans, and then the second game is the Lions versus the Commanders.
Yes, it is now, yeah.
Oof. Hey, shout out Jaden Daniels, man.
What a day! What a game!
Clutch. Yeah.
What a game.
Mate, Baker, just that one mistake, because he had a fairly good game.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, it's a shame. But in the both one seeds, do you think there's a potential for upsets? Obviously Chiefs Texans, that's the first game. I think that's the 9:30 game Saturday.
Yeah.
And then the Lions Commanders is the 1 o'clock game on Saturday.
Do you know
1
what?
a.m.
I wouldn't say upsets. I don't feel like any upsets are going to happen. I feel like I want to see how the Chiefs start, because they've had 20 plus days off. It feels like 3 weeks now, or just over 3 weeks off
for the starters. Anyway,
for the starters, for the people that are going to play.
Because last time Mahomes, Kelsey played was Christmas Day.
Yeah, see,
and Chris Jones didn't play that game, so he had
a longer period off.
Yeah, a couple more days off.
So what? That's near enough a month for Chris Jones.
Yeah,
and then you got the rest of them like 3 weeks,
basically. Yeah.
So that's where I want to see how they start, because if the Houston Texans get off to a good start and they go up 14 points, say for instance, they got 14-0, their defense is their strong point. So that's what I want to see, if there's any rust from the back end of the Chiefs going into the game. On the Lions factor, the Lions played every single game this season with all these injuries with everyone, so I don't feel like they're going to be in a place where they're not going to be ready to play. And I know the Chiefs are going to be ready to play. I just want to see.
That's the thing, yeah. Like, they're both different onesies, because I feel like the Chiefs they needed the rest.
They did.
In terms of all players are getting healthy for them now. Whereas the Lions need to play to keep their momentum, if that makes sense.
True.
That's how it looks like anyway.
They also needed the break for some players, whoever got injured. I know they're all had long-term injuries. But...
So like that bye week, that was enough for them. But you saw it in the game that they beat the Vikings. They didn't have to play their starters that game, because they could have lost that game and still played, not the Vikings, sorry.
They were 49ers.
Was it 49ers?
49ers won before, yeah.
And that was a dead rubber game before the final matchup.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like, but they said, F it, we're still playing the starters. We've still got 18 man out injured, etc.
Yeah, 100%.
And then boom, so, and the Lions just show, bruv. If we have to outscore you, scoring 40, we're going to do it. If we're going to beat, they've shown teams this season, we'll beat them anyhow.
Yeah, any way to win. Dan Campbell, I like it.
Yeah, no, it's true. And then the Sunday games is, the first one is the Eagles versus the Rams, which is, I think that could be a very good matchup. And then obviously, probably the game of the weekend is the top two MVP contenders by the looks of it. The Ravens at the Buffalo Bills. Lamar Jackson, who might look like he's going to win MVP because he was first team All-Pro against his contender, Josh Allen, who's also doing a phenomenal job as well. So
yeah. What are your thoughts on, I want to hear your thoughts first. What are your thoughts on the Eagles-Rams game? Because, in fact, what are your thoughts on the Rams-Vikings game first, before we get to the actual game?
I think the Vikings, they just eventually showed themselves. They done it when was it the 1 seed couple years ago when they won 13 games? Were they 1 seed?
When they won.
Or were they 2nd seed?
Yeah.
I think they were 2nd seed, but they had the home game against the Giants anyway.
Yeah.
And then Giants beat them. It's like Sam Darnold's had 2 of the biggest games of his life back to back, and he's lost them.
Yeah.
And he's lost them quite badly. Like, obviously, first game just not really reaching target. Second game getting sacked 9 times, was it?
9 times for a loss of 82.
Yeah, and that's a NFL playoff record.
Yeah.
It's like they just got a good team, do you know what I mean? And they somewhat overachieved, winning 14 games. And you have to feel sorry for them, because for you to win 14 games and not get a home playoff game,
crazy.
It's crazy. But
that's the NFL.
That's just, especially with the way the new format is, with just one team getting the bye. So, and then the flip side, the Rams, they've been showing the last couple of weeks their defense has been ramping up, because their defense was terrible most of the season.
Yep.
And then they just went on a run, the team just winning games. And I think Sean McVay showed how good he is in the week 18, when he didn't play his starters.
Yes.
Because he knew they won the division, but he didn't care what seeding they got, either the 3 or 4.
Yeah.
He's like, we're going to face whoever we face, we're the home team. I don't give a damn. Whereas some coaches might have thought, oh, we want to face this team over this team.
Yeah.
He's like, F it. If it's gonna be the best fifth, it could have been the Lions.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's true.
And he said F it, and he's shown that when he's awake, when him and Matt Stafford pair up in the playoffs, Matt Stafford goes crazy.
Yep.
Like, he didn't have a crazy game in terms of numbers, but their stats, like, obviously Stafford came, they won the Super Bowl, etc. And that's their playoff run.
Yeah.
I think they've only lost one game.
They're 5-1 since Stafford got there.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I think their losses in the AFC Championship game, the NFC Championship game.
No, it was the first round last season when
he
went to Detroit.
Yes,
that game, and they lost by 1 point or something.
Yeah,
like
it was
that.
close. It was close.
So,
yeah,
and that's when the Rams weren't looking good.
Yes.
So,
like this year, similar. They weren't. They ain't been looking
like
good.
The Eagles, they have to be super on job. Obviously, the Eagles arguably look like they've got the best defense in the NFC without a doubt, and maybe the NFL. But we know what Matt Stafford can do if you do not get close to him.
Yeah,
Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp can just make plays, and
the only thing with the Eagles game coming up, my thing is, I feel like what they did for the Vikings game is they copied what the Detroit did.
The Rams did.
The Rams did.
Yeah.
They copied Detroit's defense.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Like same like sort of schemes, and put Darnold under pressure, make him win the game.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. And they realized that is obviously the formula to beating the Vikings. What the difference is the Eagles can run the ball.
Yeah.
They kind of stacked the box. Aaron Jones wasn't running for anything. Aaron Jones, am I right saying anything right?
For the Vikings.
Yeah, he wasn't running for anything really. 1, 2, 3 yards at max. They were kind of stopping him at all costs and telling him, okay, cool, throw the ball.
Yeah.
Whereas we saw what the Eagles did to the Rams only, just 5 weeks back, 6 weeks back?
They battered them.
Killed them.
Yeah.
That's when Saquon ran for 300 all-purpose. So, like, you do the same thing against the Vikings that you do against the Rams. No, you do the same things against the Vikings you do against the Eagles. I think it's a recipe for disaster because you've also got a mobile quarterback in Jalen Hurts. He might not be the best at throwing the ball right now, but I feel like you can't run those same sets because you got Saquon running, then you got zone read where he can just pull it and run, and then you got 2 great receivers as well.
But I think this is where Sean McVay is gonna potentially show how good he is again, because he seems like it's like when the 49ers, they always had a winning record over the Rams in the regular season, but when he met them in the playoffs, when they won the Super Bowl,
changed.
It's like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
like the Bills and the Chiefs.
Yeah. So it's gonna be obviously like the Eagles' defense was fantastic because the Packers' defense played really good in that game.
They did.
They played really good. Like to hold them to 22, and it all started off from the fumble, which
wasn't a fumble.
It should have been Packers' ball.
I don't understand when they're doing this replay review what they're looking at.
Literally, the replay was there to help the refs. I honestly don't know.
But they said if they call something on field, it has to be what's the word they use? Something evidence. I can't remember.
Yeah, basically inconclusive.
Yeah, I'm thinking, bro, we all saw his hand pick up.
Like everyone saw Nixon had the ball, but but anyway, like the Eagles just completely shut out the Packers' offense, and it's just whether they'll do the exact same to the Rams. Do you know what I mean? Because Matt Stafford can take hits and still get the ball away.
Yes,
That's the difference between say him and Jordan Love, for instance, and stuff. Obviously, there's mistakes in it. But arm talent wise, this is why I always say arm talent, he's the best in the NFC.
Yeah.
He might not be the best quarterback, but arm talent wise.
But in the NFC, if you think about it.
Because there's no elite quarterbacks in the NFC when you really deep it.
I only say there's 4 elite quarterbacks in the NFL.
And they're all in the AFC.
Yeah.
Mahomes, Lamar, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. That's it.
That's actually it. I don't see anyone else being in that class of elite because Justin Herbert, what he put on film on the weekend, showed us,
that one. That was disgraceful. That
performance. We can't trust you.
Yeah.
Who else? Jaden Daniels is probably making his way in there, but it's 1 year. So
1 year.
CJ Stroud, we were ready to put him in there, but then we watched his year this year.
Sophomore year. So we don't know if Jaden Daniels is going to have that year.
This is the thing.
When there's more tape on you, so yeah.
We have like Jalen Hurts at one point was in that conversation.
Took them to the Super Bowl.
But then last year you saw the drop off, and then this year you
told my guy who's an Eagles fan when at the time he's like Jalen Hurts top 3 quarterback. I said, broski, he's got to do it again.
Yeah.
At least 1 more year. He's like, no, and then the proof was in the pudding last year.
That's the thing. That's the thing. As we spoke about earlier, consistency.
Yeah.
You see that it's not fluid. It's not with everyone. They have one good year, one bad year. You see that Sam Darnold this year, sensational. But we have proof of 5-year bad years.
Yeah.
You saw the 1 year that Mr. Jones from New York got paid. One great year. The rest of his year is terrible. So
got him paid, boy.
but you get what I mean. But that's where I go with the quarterbacks. I don't think there's 4 elite ones, but I feel like the Eagles will win the game.
They're the better team.
Yeah.
They're without a doubt the better team. And like I said, best defense.
Yeah. That's why I feel like they ride their defense to win the game.
Yeah.
And if Jalen Hurts gets the passing game going, then I think it's a wrap. But I feel like they can run them into the ground anyway.
But now, again, going back to a big no combo, the Rams have shown they've got a defense to keep them in games now. Because they were really struggling, but throughout at least to the halfway point of the season. But again, the Rams are one of the youngest teams.
Yes, they are.
As well, especially on defense. So
do they have a defense to stop the Eagles though?
Yeah, that's the question. Like now it seems they're not over it, but they're fully moving on from not having Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
You can see that hangover at the beginning of the season was like, we lost still. Do you know what I mean? It's like
they're trying to find they realize, okay, there's not one person that's going to save us. We all
we need to do it as a team.
Yeah.
But my man's good. Is it Verse?
Yeah, I believe so.
Curse or Verse? I think it's Verse. He's been making noise still. But yeah, that Eagles defense, serious. Then obviously, matchup of the weekend, the MVP candidates. It's at Buffalo.
It is at Buffalo.
Probably going to be cold, but the Ravens are used to playing in cold outside as well. Who do you think's going to win that game? Because that's a madness. It's a tight one still.
Who I think's going to win? I feel like the Ravens are going to win. Off of what they put on film on the weekend and how I feel
they dominated the Steelers.
Yeah, and
from start to finish,
and how I feel how locked in Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry are right now. I don't know if anyone's going to stop them, but I do know, and I've seen. Obviously, it's changed now. I have seen the Ravens put up their best defensive game probably of the season on the Bills.
That 35-10 game.
Yeah, and that was when the Ravens weren't playing well.
Yeah. Their defense.
Their defense weren't playing well. So I feel like, and obviously the Bills have added Amari Cooper since then, and they've obviously put up 30 points a game since then.
I mean, just a quick one on the Bills. Obviously, is Josh Allen being a one-man army, etc., etc. But you would think he's got no receivers that are making these catches.
Oh, the way they put it.
Because in that Broncos game, his receivers were making some very good catches.
Yeah, because they
were making plays.
The backup running back they're talking about that made the catch in 4th and 1.
What's my man's name?
I can't remember
his name. Is it something Johnson or Davis? I forgot.
Yeah, but that was a serious catch,
bro.
I'm saying, you ain't got no players.
Yeah, you would have thought Josh Allen threw that and then
caught it, but that's the way. That's the way the media makes it.
I just had to make sure it wasn't just me. Do you know what I mean?
You'd think that James Cook ain't on the team.
Yeah, getting 16 touchdowns. Yeah, whatever.
They make it seem like the Bills are just Josh Allen.
Yeah.
And then they go, the Ravens got 9 Pro Bowlers.
Yeah,
I'm like, bro, you don't have to make the Pro Bowl to be good.
Yeah,
you don't just have to be like. They have to be. You have to be good. Also.
Well, I mean, the Chiefs have shown that they've only literally got on All Pro, for instance, Chris Jones and Creed Humphrey and Joe Tooney.
Exactly, 15-1. I'm saying 15-1 because the last game
technically 15-1. So.
Yeah, so
because I even thought about it. I was like, Pro Bowl or even All Pro. I was like, why weren't not more Chiefs players? Like, especially defense. The people are saying Chiefs, beginning of the season, best defense. Why weren't there more Chiefs defensive players? But it's because there was a team. The Bills have a good team. This is what people need to stop saying. Like, or not, they're not saying it enough.
Yeah, they just keep saying, if they lose. I saw today, actually, someone said, if they lose, it's not going to be because of Josh Allen, because the team's not good. I said, no, stop.
Was it Dan Orlovsky by any chance?
No. He's been moving crazy, but
I actually enjoy Dan's analysis. But when it comes to quarterbacks and some of them, he loves them.
They basically said that the Bills don't have a good team, so if it's going to be Josh Allen, but if Lamar loses, it's going to be Lamar's fault. I was just like, I'm tired of watching these shows anyway. But
when it comes to Lamar Josh Allen debate, it's just any Lamar debate of recent. It's just so lopsided, like, bruv.
I said I'm tired, but the game in general, I feel like the Ravens are gonna win, and I feel like it's going to be close. But
I
there's
think it's
something
going to be a close game.
there's
as
something
well.
in my mind that's telling me it might not be. There's something in the back of my mind telling me the Ravens could really go in that building and dominate.
I don't think they will. They're going to blow them out like they did early in season. Obviously, that game one was in Baltimore, but like the Bills, they've rounded the season's got. Do you know what I mean? There's enough.
They have, but
The Ravens need Zay Flowers.
They do, but they don't.
Yeah, but I think it'll be very beneficial.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. But I feel like the Ravens have a lot of stuff up their armory to go out there and win this game in many different ways.
Well, Lamar, I saw a clip today, a Hard Knocks clip, of the touchdown to Hill. And John Harbaugh was like, Lamar, throw the ball away, throw the ball, throw. Oh my God. And he goes, I was telling him to throw the ball away. I was like, bro, Lamar. But then Josh Allen made some sick plays against the Broncos as well.
Yeah.
So,
I honestly feel like it's going to be one of the best games we watch.
I hope so.
But also feel like in the back of my mind, the Ravens could go in there and really blow them out. Because I feel like the defense right now, they're number one across the board. They could go in there and they're going to say, we really want to shut this shit down today. Shut down the run completely, force him to throw to the no receivers that they've got. Yeah.
But that's the thing, though. That's the one thing I'll really give Josh Allen credit for this season. Like, on the scramble, he's doing some... Like, he always just did that against the Chiefs. Now he's doing it on everyone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, him and Lamar have been extending plays like crazy this season. It's like, fuck no, you're not really trying to reach Patrick Mahomes' level. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, they're all in a conversation. Do you know what I mean? As best players, etc., all that jazz. We know Mahomes is still number one, but like them two have been superb, and I just hope they're both superb
on the weekend.
Like, obviously not superb, both good to very good, good as the standard, but it's just a great game in general.
Yeah, someone's got to lose.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Someone's got to lose. I feel like I've got a slight bias to Lamar. I just want him to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong.
I just want him to win a Super Bowl because I want the narratives to disappear.
That's what it is on him. Like, all the narratives from when he entered the league, etc., all that jazz, all the toxicity on his name. Still when he wins MVPs, blah blah blah, all the doubts, all that jazz. The hard work, the proof's in the pudding, bro.
Yep.
The proof, and he's always voted so high when he's not injured by the other players. Sometimes they'll vote him as number one player in the NFL and stuff like that. So it's just, again, for the storylines, we know America loved the storyline and the entertainment factor. It'll be continuously said he's the only two-time MVP who hasn't won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
They're moving like his career's finished.
Yeah, which is completely not.
That's what's funny.
He's just doing it differently by winning the MVPs that early.
Yeah.
Etc. But because the free peat's on,
of course.
The Chiefs have to win it this year. They have to.
Yeah, of course.
Because I said to my boy, who's also a big Ravens, he really wants Ravens to win. I was like, this once lifetime opportunity. Like the Ashley Young, Tyler Young thing. It's kind of not to say it doesn't, because it happens, isn't it? The Patriots nearly three-peated and then they lost in the Super Bowl. But these are not things that are very often.
Yeah,
they happen at stages of our career where we're either a child to we've got kids married. Like, do you know what I mean? You don't know where you happen. Yeah, so, mate, it's going to be, I think these divisional games, because I don't think all the all the wildcard games I don't think this wildcard weekend was that good.
No, it was. It almost was like, okay, cool. You saw what was happening from the first.
Yeah.
The first 5 minutes told you, okay.
Yeah. Some of the games just like, really.
Do you think they should go back to the old way of the playoffs, where the first two get the bye, so we forget that 7th seed?
I saw Nick say that on First Wins First, but
do you like the extra
I think I like it because it just adds a bit more to it, like.
But only because all the 7th seed actually got blown out.
Yeah. But then last year the Packers beat the Cowboys and they battered them. Obviously it doesn't happen.
It's the Cowboys.
But because the best game this weekend was arguably the Bucks Commanders.
Yeah, closest game.
Yeah.
4 or 5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I heard that. I heard that aspect of it, I guess, but then I feel like it also makes going for the 1 seed as important.
Yeah. It makes it more
Or
important.
like trying to get the 2 seed
not
as late into the season. Because if just for instance it was 1 and 2 getting the bye, the second seed in both conferences might have locked it up even a week beforehand. Do you know what I mean?
True.
So the games wouldn't have been as entertaining from that aspect. Because I think the Eagles would have definitely wrapped it up probably the week before.
Yeah, and then they would have definitely rested people from there. And then I guess for the regular season sort of things, it makes more sense.
Yeah.
Because there's more competitive games in the last week.
Because
going into the last week of the season.
That means with the playoffs, they didn't use. Hold on, it'll be.
It used to be 6. Used to be wildcard round. Used to be 2 teams play.
Okay, yeah. That's it. That'll be the wild card.
Yeah.
And then the second seed will play their first game's divisional game. Yeah.
Because that's why if you look at it, Lamar only has 4 playoff losses. But it's because how he was part of the old structure. If you lose the divisional round, it's 1 game. Since a wild card got added, you can win more in the playoffs.
It's about even like Mahomes as well.
Yeah,
because he's rarely played a wild card game.
That's the thing.
His record could be even better.
That's that. When you see Josh Allen, he's got loads of wins in the playoffs.
He's always the second seed.
Yeah,
Josh Allen always gets the 7th seed majority of the time, or the 6th or 7th seed, if I'm not mistaken.
On wildcard weekend, he's 5-1.
He always beats bastards.
5-1. Then divisional round, he's 1-4, 1-3. I'm saying 1-4 because I feel like the Ravens gonna beat them already.
Nah, I hear it. So.
But So who you got in all the games? So who's your picks?
Let's go. Dej got Kansas City, Detroit Lions, Philadelphia Eagles, and then Buffalo Bills.
Yeah,
Bills guy.
Yeah.
So Dej got all the 1 and 2 seeds.
Yes.
I've got Kansas City, Detroit Lions. You know me, I've always liked the Rams. I've just got a weird.
I thought you might go Rams.
I've got a weird. I'm gonna go Eagles, but I've just loved the Rams, especially their Super Bowl run. I've loved them from that particular time period. Obviously, helped Odell get a ring as well. Odell's our guy, you get me.
Yep.
And then Ravens are beating the Bills.
Yep. I'll go. I'm going the Chiefs. Yeah, I'm going Chiefs. Detroit. Eagles. Ravens.
Yeah, so we got the same one.
Yeah.
But
my
caveat is
the Rams.
The Rams are really like you guys.
Yeah.
Man. Do it for LA as well, man.
Yeah. Added bonus that they got some.
Because you just saw the focus, that Vikings game, the Rams were on it.
Yep.
So, I think it's going to be a real interesting. Again, they need to announce MVPs this week. They should have done it this week, man.
Add fuel to the fire,
Announce it Saturday night, bro. Yeah. So Josh Allen and Lamar was on Sunday morning.
Thinking, what? Nah.
One of them.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm mad. Get me. Even though Saquon should have. Nothing. We're going to talk about that later. Just make a quarterback award at this point.
Yeah.
If Saquon is not going to have a chance. But because you got the Eagles second seed if they want to talk about that, so. And I think Saquon can still get the all-time record
for rushing in the season.
Rushing all-purpose yards for a running back in the season, including playoffs.
Oh, okay.
Terrell Davis has that record.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken. And this run for the Eagles could potentially help Saquon's Hall of Fame.
Oh, easy.
Do you know what
easy.
He's a Hall of Fame player by talent, because of health-wise, etc.
Yeah.
It was only his first season for Giants, and then this season.
Yeah.
If he has a crazy playoff run and the Eagles somehow win the Super Bowl, bro.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. There's a lot of narratives running around in terms of the teams and that sort of stuff. So it's a lot of storylines, which is also interesting. But then it all comes down to the games.
Yeah.
And the games this week should be very interesting. Like each game, I'm excited to watch. There's not one game that I'm like, I feel like someone's gonna get blown out. I've got the back of my mind the Ravens might do it, but I know Josh Allen's on the other side of the ball, so I know it shouldn't happen. We got the Chiefs offense versus the Houston's defense.
Mate, that pass rush and their back end is starting to click a little bit.
This is the thing.
Because Stingley was a Pro Bowler and All Pro.
Mm-hmm.
He's been one of the best cornerbacks by a mark.
Yep. Then we got Detroit, the fourth and everything, against the best rookie quarterback, or one of the best quarterbacks we've seen this year.
Who's fearless.
Exactly.
And clutch.
Exactly. So you know if the game's tight, which way are we swinging?
Who are you going to trust more in the attack game, Jared Goff? Obviously, Goff's been good in clutch, but you know what I mean?
We've seen it. We've seen it so much from Jaden Daniels this year.
He's got, 5 game winning drives?
Yeah.
Or 5
in the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels. So I shouldn't have doubted.
Yeah. So we got that. And then we go to Sunday and we got the Eagles versus the Rams.
Yeah. I think that one, Eagles could potentially blow out the Rams. Though. As much as I love the Rams, the Eagles get it right.
If they click on all cylinders, the game's done. But you got Matt Stafford.
Yeah.
If you got a quarterback, you got a chance.
They got playmakers on offense.
Nakua, Cup, even though Cup's not getting targeted as much as he.
Yeah, but DeMarcus Robertson makes plays.
Yes.
Kyron Williams down the backfield, he's good receiving running back as well. So
then Sunday we end with the game of the MVPs.
I'm staying. I don't care. I don't want no one to try and bother me to do anything this weekend.
No, I'm watching NFL.
Saturday nights, Sunday night, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good.
That's my week. That's my weekend.
Where you got? Song of the week. Let's go.
Song of the week this week. Who did I have? I was listening to a few things, to be fair. Do you know what? I've got a Korean song. This is why I have to go to my phone because it's Korean. It doesn't sound like a Korean artist made it at all. But it's crazy. Please, phone, don't die. Yeah. So my song of the week. Oh, it died.
Your phone died.
My phone died.
LOL.
My phone died. So Joe, do your song of the week because I'm gonna get up on here.
My song of the week, and it's funny when last week's episode we were talking about like the best kind of intros to an extent, and obviously you were talking about Wizkid Morale. So I was when we went out to eat on the weekend, just come up on the playlist, Money and Love for Wizkid. Of the More Love, less
yeah,
that is one of the best. They just said that's the best intro to an album.
Could be. It could be.
I was like, ooh. I said that's up there.
It's up there. You know.
I said it's up there. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. A close second was Justin Timberlake, Beyonce Until the End of Time.
Ooh. A Future Sex Love Sounds.
The Justin Timberlake only version.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, it's in there. He's like, right, you know it. I said, put a gun to my head. That's probably the one song in life that I know every single, or near enough every single lyric. But lyrics ain't my best forte. But then I was like, you ain't have Beyonce's version. So I was doing the ad-libs on the original. He's like, nah. I was like, you got to spin that. And he's like, I said, it's the only time I can fucking sing, man. Get me? So
yeah,
that was a close second. So.
Yeah, Future Sex Love Sounds. What an album! I was listening to Justin Timberlake on the way to the airport the other day. Actually, listening to Justified. He's got crazy albums. But my song of the week is by an artist called Penamako, featuring an artist called YDG. It's called Bolo.
Is the track in English?
Half and half. Okay. Yeah, half and half. Like, but it doesn't sound like you're listening to a Korean track. If someone just played it for you, you wouldn't be able to tell who made this song. So, yeah, that's definitely my song of the week because it was something completely different I was listening to.
Nice. Do you know what? Yeah, the last 2 weeks or so, I've been listening to a bit more French music again, like that I used to back in the day. And I said I'm going to start listening to foreign music again.
Yes.
Because it brought me back to, like you said, when music brings you back to different times, etc. I'm like, that's when, like, let's say man's happy. Yeah. But I was like, I was really happily listening or learning different cultural music, and especially French trap rap, and then the odd German rappers and stuff. Like, I need to
get back to it.
Yeah.
No, it's true. Music, as we always say, is universal. Speaks a language, so.
100%. But yes, thank you all for tuning in and listening. We much appreciate it. As Dej likes to say, even though he's not here.
Tell a friend to tell a friend.
And of course, Jacob is here to say.
Like and subscribe.
Get me. And again, much appreciate everyone who's been listening, commenting, sending us everything, you get me. And we'll continue to deliver the goods, guys. Joe and BT, I'm signing out, baby.
Jacob, signing out.
Thank you for listening.